welcome to another episode of Love,
Law,
and Libations. Cheers.
Today's drink is just Jameson and ginger.
Yeah.
It's a classic. This is actually what got us through law school, y'all.
You gotta sip. You want to tell you it's bad luck.
It got us through law school, so
That's right.
it's a go-to.
Okay.
It always hits.
It always hits.
So it's a classic.
Yes. So tonight we are going to be talking about, ladies, you cannot change a man. You are not a magician. Okay? First and foremost, get that through your mind. You cannot change him. Okay?
I mean, no. So, long story short, my eldest said, there's only two times a person change. Because they want to or because they need to. But neither time got to do with you. So, don't expect somebody to change because you want them to.
That's right. And you have to understand, like, I know a lot of us, like me personally, I am into, like, you know, YA, fantasy. A lot of us are Harry Potter fans. You might have a wand. You know what I mean? I got a vape. You know what I mean?
A lot of us grew up on those Disney movies, right? Like, everybody wanted to be a Disney princess back in the day, right? But let's really look at those Disney movies. Those are toxic-ass relationships.
Really, they really are. But let's not get sidetracked, because you know we got ADD.
Yes. But it's still, you can't change a man. Just keep in mind, like, when you look at those Disney, no one was being changed. Ariel changed herself. She didn't have to change.
Exactly. And you get to think about it. Like, the only thing that I feel like you can change about a man is his wardrobe. And he will still fight you on that. Okay?
Oh, absolutely. So there's this clip of this guy that's going around. Apparently he is up in arms because his wife had a work event. First of all, wife had a work event, which means she's working outside the home, right? And you go to the work event and he's upset because he needed to wear a suit. More so, she didn't want his tattoos to show. And so she wanted him to wear a long sleeve shirt. You know, look the part. It's a work event. He was up in arms. And that's weird to me, right? Because, I mean, the idea is that I'm an attorney, right? So I do work events. I actually was being honored.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's my girl.
Thank you.
Put some respect on her name, period.
I was being honored for the pro bono work I do, yes, because we do work for free. We have to as attorneys. I don't think a lot of y'all understand that. We have to do free legal work. It's across most states. They require you to do some type of pro bono work. And I don't do criminals. So with that being said, I do family court pro bono, but I was being honored. And so I told my fiance, and when he came to pick me up, he had on a suit. I also had on a suit, I'm being honored, but he had on a suit and I didn't have to tell him anything.
Yeah.
Because he knew. We're a reflection of each other. Like, if we have an event, I'm going to put on my best face, put on my best outfit, because I'm a reflection of
my best hair.
Girl, face is going to look on point, even though he likes me without makeup. But, you know, I got to put a little something just to enhance this beauty. It's beautiful, but, you know, enhancement ain't going to hurt nobody.
It's not. It's really not.
But I put my best face forward, right? Even if I want to be out there. Look, I have on Tim's right now. I'm the attorney that wears sneakers. It doesn't take away, but if we have to go to an event, thank you. We gonna look the part. I have on shoes that day.
I'm not in the courtroom right now.
Right?
But when I am, there's a time and a place for everything. And so I do think that was kind of like an out-of-pocket reaction. Because,
very much so.
Because number one, sir, if I have to explain to you the value of owning a suit, we have a problem.
Everybody should have one suit. It's not just for job interviews or funerals, right?
But even if it is just for job interviews, funerals, just things of that nature. I know the hoodest of the hoodest niggas, and they have a suit for court.
Somebody in your circle is going to get married, right? You
or go to court. Even if you about that life, don't you have to go to court in front of a judge?
You do.
Are you gonna go to court in front of the judge? You on a trial for your fucking freedom, and you gonna say I gotta be me? No, you need to be whoever the fuck is gonna be set free.
I mean, again, a lot of us learn, and I'm totally against respectability politics, right? We've had the discussion about it, right? But there's also people treat you how you present yourself, right? So if this is a work event, this is her work event, this is where she works, and it's still true to this day. As much as we don't want to talk about it, people do look at your personal life,
your partner.
So someone who's married is considered a little more stable than an individual.
And they'll probably get paid more because they're married, because you have a family. You have
when I say this right, but that's the reality.
But listen, I don't make the rules, but I play the game. You feel me? And then another thing that struck me was, sir, if you're so upset about having to change who you are for this work event, why does she work?
Agreed.
Because if she didn't have to work, there'd be no work event. and then you wouldn't be up in arms. But for some reason, she's working.
But it also depends on the type of work, because a lot of times with corporate, with lawyers, a lot of your work is networking, right? Because you have to put your name out there, you got to put yourself out there so people know who you are. So if she works in sales or anything where she has to actually be there and show her face,
have clients.
Yes, and you want your manager to see you, be like, oh, she can hobnob with the rest of us,
right?
But
that's how you get promoted.
But if your husband is over there hulking because he had to wear a long sleeve shirt and he's sulking, trust me,
Like, he was so upset. Like, there's so many more things in life that you could be upset about. The visceral and the anger that he had about wearing a button-up shirt that was long sleeve that covered his tattoos.
Let this happen late 90s, early 2000s. He would have been up in that club in his business casual and his jeans with no problem. He would have been in that button down to get in that club.
We used to dress crazy.
We looked like business casual.
We wore the layered tanks with a pair of jeans.
We put a blazer on everything.
A blazer.
It doesn't matter what we had on. It was a blazer. Right? Yeah. But had this happened in the club, it was just the dynamic of him being that upset because she asked him. Because again, it depends on it. You're not going to go to court in your pajamas, and if you do,
but if
you do, your attorney will be like, "What is wrong with you?"
But people do go outside in their pajamas, and
I mean, we had a discussion.
And I know they get their dirty ass back in the fucking bed. But anyway,
no outside clothes on the bed.
The main takeaway here is like you can't date or marry potential, and I want to really explain that to y'all because let me just say this: like, I'm divorced, okay?
I'm engaged.
And so as a divorced woman, I'm not bitter. I don't project. I don't do anything. But what I will tell people is one of the biggest mistakes that I made going into my marriage was sweeping things under the rug. I felt like it will get better, quote unquote. And that's a problem. Like, you have to say to yourself, number one, ask yourself this question. If this person doesn't change at all, if they stay the same, am I okay with that?
Then you gotta be okay with that though, right?
And then number two, the other thing that I learned is basically like you have to take a person 100% as they are.
So there's
flaws in all.
So you're saying, can you take this person who they are right now, 100% as they are? Like, there's no expectation for change. And then in taking that person as they are you okay with them never changing? Because again, you're taking this person as they are. You can't date potential. You can't be like, oh, well, he could be a better person. Because what if he never does?
Right. What if that never happens? And that's why it's very important for women to know, because women, unfortunately, like to take on projects. They think that they're special. They think that they're different. If a man is showing you who he is, if a man's sitting there and he got 2 baby mamas, 3 baby mamas, 4 baby mamas, you're sitting there, I don't know why, but you think you're a magician.
Absolutely.
You think you got a wand and you can wave it. And you can change him. He has shown you who he is.
But with that saying show and prove, on the opposite side, keep in mind, a lot of men run around and be like, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. The issues that you didn't, she's not a hoe. You picked the free-spirited woman. You picked the independent woman. You picked the woman that you knew go out to brunch with her girls on Sunday. You picked the woman that you know will just up and go on vacation and have no plans because she has no children, no responsibilities, right? Or you picked the woman who told you straight up, I don't cook. And then you get with her and you expect her to do all these things and play this role that she wasn't going to. Like, you knew, she told you clearly who she was. So now, again, you're dating potential because you know in your head she has the potential to do these things that you want. But is she really going to
do them?
Because that's not who she is.
And that's the thing about marriage. Like, marriage is a lot of unspoken expectations. People think that, like, once they sign this piece of paper, like, things are going to change. And it's like, no, things are going to literally stay the same. However they were is how they're going to continue to be, and you got to be 100% okay with that.
But also communicate. Like, if someone does something, tell them. Be like, listen, I didn't like that. Now, For me, I'm a show and prove kind of girl. That's what matters to me because people talk a good game, but your actions are always going
That is the truth.
Right? Your actions are always going to kind of betray you because you can say, oh, I love you, I'm only messing with you, but your actions, because you're spending time with someone else while telling this other person you love them, but you got time with this other person, your actions is showing me that you'd rather be with this other person because that's what you're doing, right? So I'm a show and prove kind of person. So with that being said, a person's going to show me who they are. And again, it's up to me to decide if I'm going to take that person. And
And like you said, you can't be a mind reader.
No, we're not mutants. Ain't nobody in Charles Xavier, okay? Like we can't read
Charles Xavier.
X-Men. Like literally the guy who made the X-Men.
Well, I was gonna say about like Harry Potter and like Dumbledore and like the.
Listen, none of us are magicians or mutants, basically.
Period.
We can't read minds, so you have to communicate. And a lot of times people will run through and
stop thinking that you could change somebody.
You can't.
You do not have a magic wand. You cannot alakazam this nigga into the person that you want him to be. Period.
Change behavior is behavior that the person wants to do. And as someone who's in a relationship, it has changed throughout it's because I want to. Like I was like, I'm not going to be this type of person in this relationship that I was in the other relationship. That was me being mindful. Again, I made that decision to change. Right? Don't get it twisted. My man stayed telling me about something he don't like, and I look at like I'm trying my best. But at the same time, he knows it's going to take me a minute because he says he's like, I love you. I know you're trying.
That's
right. That's his compromise.
But you also got to remember, if that person never changed,
do you still love them? Because you can't be 20 years in and be like, you know what? I hate the way that you chew. Why do you chew with your mouth open?
Well, that might happen when you just begin to hate a person.
No, but why do you chew with your mouth open up?
You love them. Like, true. The love fade, and then you just, the rose-colored glasses.
Well, that's about something that just pop up that this person has always done that out of nowhere. You're like, well, why do you do that? You never asked them in the 20 years why they do that.
Because, that's the first sign of disdain. I hate the way you chew. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk, the way that you... Yeah, that's the first sign. But anyway, okay, let's get into the next topic where we talk about don't give that man a chance.
Okay, we have actually a clip.
Yeah, we got a little clip.
It's on our Instagram, y'all, so if you want to catch up on it, check out our Instagram, Love Law Libation.
Yeah, so this
is... needs to hear this, and excuse my nails, I'm about to put some on. There's an ugly boy who's trying to get your attention. He might be like, okay, maybe not ugly, but like, okay. Somebody who's not your typical type, somebody that you're not really that attracted to. Somebody who probably isn't even treating you like exactly how you want to be treated, but like he's like doing enough, and you're like, you know what? This is good enough. Maybe I should give this a chance. Maybe I should give this a try. I don't know who this is for. Don't do it. Don't do it. Every girl that I know, every girl that I've been seeing on this app who's been run through the mud by a man, it has been some dusty man who you settled for, who now thinks that he can pull girls in a higher league because you gave him a shot. He might be a little bit of a loser, might be. I don't know your situation. I don't want to make it seem like you date losers, but you might make a mistake. But I'm telling you right now, nothing will run you through the mud more than a man that you settled for. Nothing. A dusty man you settled for. That don't you do it. You're beautiful. You let him run you through the mud. Don't. Your neck stinks after he kisses it. Don't.
Ooh! What's your next thing?
That man sends you to therapy and he's not even rich or fine. Don't do it. While you're at the beginning stage, I don't know who this is for. I hope this finds the right person. Don't do it. Anyway, I'm about to get dressed to put my nails on, but I hope this reaches the right person. I don't know who needs to hear that.
And you know what? That was for me. That post was for me because you know what? Okay.
She said, "Don't let that man kiss your neck. Your neck."
I recently gave somebody my number, and they are not my first choice. Like, okay, if you know me, you know. Like, shout out to my cousins because we've had this debate. My male cousins, we've had this debate where we talking about some. I don't think anything good can come from a man with braids, but somehow, on the first hot day in the tri-state, I find myself in the streets, and so why are you laughing? I find myself in the streets.
Because I was there to witness it.
Yeah, and I'm high off whiskey and pheromones, and I give this guy my number, and he has braids. And I literally tell him, like, I don't like men with braids. But I touched his hair, and I was like, oh, but it's fresh. Your braids are fresh.
He just got his hair done. Mind you, this is what? Is this a Friday? No, this is a Saturday.
This is a Saturday night.
This is a Saturday night.
In the streets.
On the day that it was about
80 degrees.
No, actually it was
like nice. 80 degrees that day.
It was nice.
Okay, and then he proceeds to tell me that he got 4 kids. Now, y'all, I don't date men with kids, but for some reason I gave this man my number. So that message was for me because basically he's not my first choice. And so with that being said, I want to introduce to you guys the 3-strike rule. Now, this is something that I literally wrote my admission statement to law school based around.
Boom, and she got in.
Based around this 3-strike rule. Now, the way the rule was explained to me as a child by my father. Shout out to Daddy. Shout out to Pops. If you know me, then you know I'm always talking about my daddy said. So anyway, my daddy said basically as a little girl, you have 2 strikes against you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, basically in the game of baseball, which is America's pastime, you get 3 strikes and then you're out. So he explained to me, your first strike is the fact that you are a woman. The second strike against you is the fact that you're black. Or vice versa, however you want to put it. Black first, then a woman. Either way, I have 2 strikes, and he said there's no room for a third. So when it comes to dating, I like to apply that 3-strike rule because here is a man that I just stated, A, has braids. That is strike number 1. B, you got children. That is strike number 2. So if you do anything to upset me, to play in my face, that will be strike number 3, and you, sir, will be blocked. That's it. You will be blocked. You're out. 3 strikes, you're out. Game over.
I don't have anything to say to that because for me it's more so I feel like it's not even 3 strikes. It's just like, oh, I don't like that. And then it's time for me to remove myself. My attention span is extremely short.
I know, we have to make notes all the time. Both of us.
Yeah, I have to make notes.
If we don't make notes, we will not stay focused.
This could go on a whole tangent, and the next you know, we are talking about Disney princesses.
Exactly. I was talking about Hogwarts. Like, there were so many things not on the cue cards, but it just popped up. So you got to stay focused.
About this, I'm not saying you shouldn't open your horizons. Like, for example, I speak to a lot of people. I get a lot of this. The people I know, baby, that's just the people you know. Maybe broaden your horizons, right? And the reason why I say that is I'm from Brownsville, right? So if I would have just stayed in Brownsville, all I would know was Brownsville. Now, there's nothing wrong with Brownsville. It made me who I am today, right? But
I Jamaican Queen, shout out.
Listen, I can take a lot of shit. But again, I realized that I had to broaden my horizon. So I've met people from different walks of life. We've gone to law school. I've got my master's degree in social work and MPA. There was a totally different vibe in John Jay. Remember, I told you I went to John Jay. I wasn't in the mood to make no friends. I wasn't there for that. I was there to get that MPA. I was there for 1 year.
You know you extra friendly.
I'm
always making friends.
I'm friendly, but I'm not friendly. Like, okay, I wasn't trying to make no friends, but I will be civil and I will make you smile. Because, I mean,
girl, I'm the mean one. Out of the 2 of us, I'm the mean one.
True.
I'm the Capricorn.
So she's mean initially, but baby, I will ruin you. Like, I will be like, get over here type shit, and your soul will be done. You're like, I didn't even mean that. But long story short, I didn't go in there to have any friends, but I realized that I was surrounded by a very diverse group of people, right? There were people who were in the military. There was law enforcement. There was a woman who was in there getting her 3rd master's degree. I'm up here trying to get my 2nd. I'm like, okay, girl. You know, there were people who were doing these and they came from different walks of life, whether they were black women, black men, Hispanic women. These are people who are in their careers, the midst of their careers, there's somebody important, right? And then I go out with you. And then we went to the hood spot. There's nothing wrong with it. Good, strong drinks, affordable. They played the music.
I had fun at the hood spot.
Oh, I loved it. It was a good vibe.
But I like to dip in and dip out. Like, that's not the life for me. Like, it's like,
keep in mind, it's the same type of individuals typically that you
meet the same type of guys, and they all have the same story. Whether they have a couple of baby mamas, I take care of my kids are good. But it's just like
it's the same type of person that
you have to use logic. Like, you have to understand, like, life and dating and your career or whatever it is, it's a game. And you are one player, you're going to add another player, and then you have the desired result on the other side. So if even if it's employment, I gotta get
Open
this
your
job to
horizon.
make this figures. I gotta get this degree to get that.
But the thing about it still is
whatever
to
it
open
is.
your horizon. So when you sit there and be like, oh, I can't find the type of person for me, right? If you're not opening your horizon, right? If you run around about the only people I get is these bitches with bad credit and all these baby daddies. That's you. What Cat Williams said, if you run around about niggas ain't shit, it's the niggas you picking that ain't shit. Your vagina.
It's who you surround
your
yourself
pussy
with.
and your dick is not shit. If that's what you keep attracting, right? Because again, you attract your vibe.
It's what you put out there.
So
manifestation is very real.
Yes, I listen. I have a large range of friends. I have friends who work blue collar jobs. They never going to hit 100,000, and they're happy and content.
If they put them years in.
And then I have friends who are social workers that we never going to hit 100,000 because you don't do social work to hit 100,000. You just don't. And if you do, you're likely not. You're in private practice. There's a lot of sacrifices that you make to get that. But if you're working as a social worker, you're hitting 90,000, and that's with a master's degree.
Yeah.
That's across the board.
Even in my line of work with public advocacy, as an attorney, you don't start off with six figures. Can you make six figures?
Yes.
If you stay on the job long enough. But a lot of people, they marry people with money because it's
easier.
a noble profession. When you have a noble profession, teachers, social workers, things like that, you're not really hitting.
I see you didn't say police because with that overtime they hit the six figures.
I mean, yeah, a lot of jobs. But I wasn't gonna anyway. I mean, I've been doing criminal defense for a long time, so why would that be my first thought?
I see that you would not go. Like it's like imagine a criminal defense attorney, right?
but just know this: when it comes to dating, don't settle. Like this,
don't limit yourself and
said,
don't settle.
Don't limit and don't settle. Correct. Because like the clip said, at the end of the day, what's going to happen is if you give somebody a chance who never deserved it in the first place, when that shit hits, it's going to hit hard and you're going to be upset. Imagine explaining to your fucking friends that you got your heart broke by a fucking bum. That you got your heart broke by a nigga that looked like he negotiated his way onto planet Earth. And somehow he managed to negotiate his way into your panties.
Don't settle and don't limit yourself because a lot of women would be like, well, I wouldn't date him because he's short, right? And you
short could be strike one.
But here's the thing, you'll block your
But if he playing your face, this short nigga gotta go.
But here's the thing, tall, beautiful niggas with real nice white teeth and locks playing your face.
Again, they might not have, but again, like I said, it's a list. Keep yourself a list. It's 3 strikes and you're out. Or maybe their looks are not a strike, but their behavior is a strike.
All right, if
their employment is a strike, or not having employment.
If the strikes are too much, because I'm not about to
you only get 3.
No, for her. However, for the rest of you, I'm not about to strike it. Just think about this. You have your non-negotiables. These are things that I guess is on your strike list, right? For example, you won't date a man with no. Because here's the thing, that's how you gonna block your blessings. And then in 10 years, you're gonna be sitting around here talking about niggas and bitches ain't shit because your non-negotiables have blocked you out. Because a man may have something. This is where you have to compromise. A man or a woman may have something. For example, he's an entrepreneur. He makes 6 figures, but he has a kid. Because when he was 15 years old, nobody told that nigga one adult transaction results in a child. He's a great father.
I should talk to a man with braids that has kids?
No, you should talk to a man with braids who may have children, but he shows you and answer your text messages.
I'm not fully healed from my experience, and I will be not dating any man with children unless his children are grown. I will not be assisting in the rearing of any children. That's that, and that's on period. I'm a godmother. I'm a godmother. I can invest in those children. Because this is another episode for another time, another topic. But I will say this. I don't see the benefit in me investing into someone else's kids. They're not my kids. Fuck them kids. I'm not going broke for fucking Christmas for your fucking kids. Because guess what? My birthday is like a week after fucking Christmas. Fuck you and fuck them kids.
Well, as you see, she's not healed, and I've got 3 kids, right? And I've had a man say, I'm not going to date you because you got kids. And I'm like, but you're not their daddy.
And why can't I do the same thing? Let me do the same thing to these niggas. You got kids. You should have made better choices. I don't want to fucking talk to you.
That same nigga who say he wouldn't date me because I got kids, turned around and got cheated on by his girl who got pregnant by a next nigga. You see how that goes?
Karma. And I'm their karma. Shaniqua allowed me to be, listen, look at me. Look into my eyes.
I'm just saying.
Allow me to be their karma for every man that ever said to you.
I'm not
got
about
kids.
that.
I'm just saying. Just When we work together,
Here's the thing.
I'm holding your hand.
I don't need the karma for them because the karma
just-
is going to come. You have your 3 strikes. But for those of us who don't have the ability to have 3 strikes, compromise and have your non-negotiables and you let them fly.
I'm mean, and I'm here to do the dirty work. Okay, I'm here to do the dirty work. And I'm gonna be realistic. I'm gonna be realistic. Out there, no. For every girl out there that a man ever sat there and told you didn't have no value.
I also can't agree with you because I'm bisexual.
Hold
but
on.
I also can't agree with you because I'm bisexual and women ain't shit either. I've been out here
I
with
get
them.
it, and let me be ain't shit either. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Tit for fucking tat. I'm out here right now on some I ain't shit. And that may be true, and I might block my blessings. I'm aware of that. Like, you might block your blessings by saying to yourself, I don't want to talk to a nigga with braids. You might block your blessings by saying to yourself,
I mean, based on our age, you should have braids, but that's neither here nor there.
Exactly. And I don't want to talk to no man with kids. Why can't I say it? Because so many men say it about women. So guess what?
Yes.
I am that woman who is in her 30s, late 30s, has no kids, has a fucking Yorkie that's crying her eyes out because she's not allowed to be on the couch during this recording because she knocked the light over in the last session. That's neither here nor there. But allow me to be that girl that could come into a nigga's life and be like, nah, you should have made better choices. The same way that men say it to women. I'm being petty. And so I'm not saying I'm doing it necessarily for you, right? But I'm doing it for all my girlies out there who are single moms, who have a kid, blah, 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 X, Y, and Z.
She gonna be your karma.
I'm gonna be these niggas' karma. You got kids, I don't want to fucking talk to you. You should have fucking made better choices. You got how many baby mamas? 2, 3 of them. So on the second time, on the third time, you didn't figure it out. So no, you can't talk to me. I have
your non-negotiables,
and your value is diminished. Period.
You can have your non-negotiables, absolutely.
That's mine. That's my non-negotiable.
I would say 3 strikes, but yes, you could do 3 strikes.
So, but at least I gave the man with braids and children my number.
You gave him a chance, and then you nipped it in the bud.
He should be grateful.
Next. You nipped it in the bud, right? But with that being said, let's get over to blocking people, not just men. Let's get on to blocking.
Did I nip it in the bud?
As of right now, because you do be with the shits, right? You do be with the shits, but we're gonna talk about blocking people. But this is specifically about blocking men. And I want y'all to listen, right?
I love her.
I really feel like when I block men, I've taken my power back. That is the final act of taking my power back when I block a man, especially on WhatsApp. I just like knowing that I got out first. Because they say the person who gets out first is the person who has the power. And I care about power. I do. Relationships with men are all about power. They don't want you to believe that it's that way, because if you don't believe that you're playing a power game, then you can get taken advantage of because you don't even know there's a game being played. So you're not recognizing that you are meant to be making moves too. But if you recognize relationships with men for the power game that it is, then you can start to be more attentive to your actions, and you can start to pay attention to what he's doing. And at the point where he has you fucked up, you act accordingly. I am not afraid to block a man, because part of that as well is it's an abundance. Like, I have a very, not to be like kooky, spiritual hoo-ha, but like, I have an abundance mindset, guys. That's why I don't feel scared to block men. I genuinely feel...
it's an abundance mindset.
There you go. And so I agree with her when she says that blocking a man is taking your power back. And it's different for different people. Because, like, I'm a person who loves to block. You don't block.
No, I ghost. And honestly, I just will ignore you. And I've watched numbers call me, and I let it play out because the person knows if you cancel it, it goes straight to voicemail. So it's obvious because it stops right in the middle of the ring and goes to voicemail. So they knew that you saw the number, canceled it, right? So I just let it play out, and I treat you like a spam call. I also don't block you on social media and such because you gonna see it. What my girl Beyonce said, she said the best revenge is your paper. You gonna see me out in these streets. You gonna see me living my best life unbothered by you. Like, I'm not gonna block you, but I get the power that happens from blocking.
Yeah, because for me, I'm like, sometimes I don't want to say I have anxiety, right? Because then it means to say I'm full of anxiety all the time.
We all get a little anxious.
I have my moments.
We all get a little
anxious. And so for me, it's I get my power back because I go ahead and I block you, right? So now I can't worry about whether you're texting me back, whether you're replying, whether you read it, whether it was delivered. I can't even worry about that because it's removed as an option. You've been now blocked on my phone.
You're able to focus on other stuff.
Exactly. And you know, it might hurt a little bit. Sometimes I block you, unblock you, whatever. But eventually it's just a form of me saying, you know what, fuck this shit. I don't even want to know if you're trying to reach me. And another part of it is ego. Because me personally, I feel like if you really want to talk to me like that, you will call me from another number. Everybody got 2 phones now.
We just had that conversation.
You got your personal phone, you got your cell phone, your work phone. Or call me from your homeboy phone. Like, if it's really that deep, send a fucking smoke signal. And you know what? The dude that I had given a chance to, with the braids and the kids, I blocked him because he played in my face. Mm-hmm. And then he texted me from another number.
With that being said, we just
and I love that shit.
Now, with this being said,
she's a little toxic. My ego love that shit.
But with that being said, right? That you teach people how to treat you, right? And so, long story short, if you're not gonna respond, I feel like blocking is kind of like I usually will tell you before I ghost you, like, you fucking around, like I said, I'm a show and prove kind of girl.
Okay.
So I'm gonna communicate like I ain't like that shit, and if you're gonna go around and do it again, like, change behavior for me is like you say I'm sorry.
Right.
For me, like that's I'm sorry. It's like, oh no, I take your.
So sorry is
concern.
nothing. It's the change.
Because niggas, people got the gift of gab. We're attorneys. All we do is gab.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
That's true. We be talking shit. But for me, it's a sense of closure. Like, one thing about me is I never look for closure because I'm the person who closed the door.
Oh, I'm bad with closure. Like, we just had this conversation. Like, I have so many series that I'm on the last episode because I don't want it to end. And so, even growing up, like back when I first started dating and all this other stuff in my 20s, I did not break up with people. I literally just stopped talking to them. So technically, I'm probably
a serial ghoster.
Yeah. So technically, I'm probably like 17 relationships from the time I was like 22. That I ain't go. Like, I just stopped talking to people. That's the end of that. Like, there was no closure. Because I'm not really good with closure. And maybe I should go to therapy for that, long story short. But yeah, it's just so finite.
Do you want to know how many people is on my block list?
I do.
I looked earlier today.
How many actual people on your block list?
33.
All right, only people on my block list is spam callers.
But to be fair, I have had the same number since 2008. So
I'm still at the same number since 2010.
So to be fair, there's 33 people blocked. Some of them are spam callers.
No, I'm
but the majority are just like people that I just, for my own sanity, cannot talk to again. Like, I can't talk to them again. Like okay, for example, I'll give y'all one. I'll give y'all a good one. So I blocked this dude. Remember the YN?
Yes.
So the YN, I wound up blocking him. Everything was good. It was just, transactional. Come through, whatever. You're young. And you're beautiful. And I enjoy that very much. But one night, I fell asleep on this couch, this very couch.
Okay.
And I fell asleep in my bustier, in my patent leather thong. When I woke up, my booty hurt so fucking bad. And I was like, where the fuck is this nigga at? Like, where he at? He had to be blocked. Because for my own fucking sanity, I can't let you play in my face like that. Like, you had one job. Bring your beautiful self over here and give me some dick. But you couldn't do that. And so for that reason, you had to be blocked. The moment that someone plays in your face, you have to just cut it off. Whether it's by ghosting, whether it's by blocking, because everybody has their own method.
Well, I usually, like I said, I ghost after I already told you that I didn't like some shit. Right?
Yeah.
So typically, or let's put it this way, I'm not your typical girl. I can't text you all day and all that other stuff. I'm not like that. And a lot of times I don't have to worry about any of that. I have a whole fiance that works on it, right? And part of the reason why we work like that is because we kind of understood each other. Mm-hmm. He likes to talk on the phone. I don't necessarily care for talking on the phone because I do that for work, right? But I talk to him on the phone because I know it's important to him. Is that a change that I make? Yes, because I'm a texter. But also, I don't want to text you all day. I want to text you what you're doing. I'm at work from 9:30 to like 6:30. So please do not text me during those hours what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's annoying as
Me,
fuck.
I feel like sometimes the busiest people are the most responsive, because at the end of the day, like if somebody hits you up, like if I hit you up in the middle of the day, you obviously know it's something important.
Yes.
And
I'll
we
answer
both
you.
working,
Mhm.
and you be like, okay, I'm doing something right now, but I hit you when I'm done with this meeting. And or sometimes lie. Like the YN, he could have easily lied to me and said I had to work overtime.
Remember what I told you
But he
earlier?
didn't care enough, and I fell asleep on the couch in a fucking patent leather thong and woke up and the crack of my ass hurt.
I think it's really respectful.
Fucking bad.
So I think
bad.
the other thing is expectations. See, so again, we have to communicate those expectations, right?
My
So-
expectation is that you don't play in my fucking face.
And
That's my expectation.
I told my boo one day, he was like, what's your biggest thing? I said, I just don't want to be out here looking stupid. And to a number of people, like, what does that mean? And he asked me, he's like, what you mean by that? I said, don't have me out here and you make decisions without including me, right? So if you out here playing games and talking to other people, I'm not aware of it, and I'm out here looking stupid because this chick can email me, text me, whatever. I've had a past experience in that. Listen, people are not going to be faithful, right? But if you have a main, then your side should not be able to have any kind of leverage on your main. They should not be able to come and text your man, oh, I heard that you got this new job, and he's still... None of that should be happening, right? Y'all should be able to compartmentalize the issue.
Yeah.
And that's for both. That's for men and women, right? Because nobody should feel bold enough to roll up on your husband and say, I'm fucking your bitch. Like, what?
At the end of the day, what we're essentially saying is you can't change anybody. If they're a bum, they're going to stay a bum. If they're a cheater, they're going to be a cheater. If they're inconsistent, they're going to be inconsistent.
But they'll change for who they want to. Because we've seen that happen.
We've seen a man take a woman through the mud for 6 years, turn around and marry somebody in like 6 months.
They change for who they want to. And at the end of the day, you can't change anyone. The person has to want to.
People the way that you want to be treated. So what I did for the person who text me from another number, which I love, I said to them,
toxic.
I said to them, when you're ready to be a good boy, I'll unblock you. And with that being said,
this has been a short episode, right? We just needed y'all to know, take back your power. Whether you block or ghost or I don't know, tell them people what it is.
Exactly.
Just do your own thing, but keep in mind that you can't force someone to be what you want them to. Not right.
Exactly.
You individually are a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and you have to remember that. You have to remember your self-worth.
Yeah.
You teach people how to treat you. And when someone plays in your face, get fucking rid of them. Whether you ghost them, whether you block them, understand you can't change someone. Marriage is a beautiful thing, even though I may be divorced and you're getting engaged. I'm
engaged. We're playing marriage.
You are getting married. You're getting married. You're getting married. No matter what it is, at the end of the day, like, the one thing I would say to somebody who's getting married, again, I've learned, number one, are you going to be okay with the fact that this person never changes? You have to accept them, flaws and all.
Oh, marriage counseling. She actually told me that.
Don't sweep it under the rug.
She said at least do some type of marriage counseling beforehand.
Yes.
Have that, because a lot of things we don't discuss, right? And sometimes people aren't looking. If you're dating for marriage, you have to do some real stuff.
Also, don't tell a man that
you're dating for marriage.
You have to lie.
Really?
Men lie to us, lie to them.
I don't know.
Remember, didn't I just say I was the karma? I'm out here telling niggas you should have made better choices, and I'm out here lying to niggas telling them I don't want no kids and I really don't think I want to get married. I don't know.
Is that your self-reflection though? Is that how you feeling?
I mean, it's up in the air. Dead ass is.
But you're gonna be. But that's what you're feeling though.
I don't know.
Listen, just be real about who you are.
Do I not? I don't know. But I'm just saying, if you really are like a woman like who's dating with intention and dating for marriage, I wouldn't lead with that. I would just say,
after he showed and proved, I say then come at him. Let him show and prove.
No, because it gives off an air of desperation.
I mean, but let's be honest.
Let's not get off topic because we saying goodnight.
Well, anyway, listen.
It's another time.
Just be real and reflective on you, on what your wants are, what your non-negotiables are, whether that's 3 strikes, what you gonna let fly, and what you are willing to compromise on. And that goes not just for your romantic partners, but your friends as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because baby, them friends you'll be out here for 10 years and realize that girl was never your friend.
Yeah.
So it applies. Just listen. It applies 3 strikes for your romantic partners and 3 strikes for your friends. Shit. In this day, 3 strikes for your job.
Your job too. Shit. The fuck. But put
my girl said, I don't need this job. Mommy, I got 2 jobs.
Okay.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, good night.
Cheers.